In this video, I'm going to be breaking down how I've been able to make over $30,000 a month on Facebook using AI. And I'm going to be breaking down everything that you need to know, from choosing what actually works on Facebook, to setting up your page for monetization, to making sure that your content gets pushed and paid. So with that said, let's go ahead and get straight into it. And just to prove I actually know what I'm talking about, let me show you my Facebook earnings dashboard. All right, so here's my page. This is the analytics going back the last 28 days. Let me just go ahead and hit refresh just to make sure everybody knows that this is current and this is not Photoshop. There we go. So in the last 28 days, 35,000, over 314 million views. Let's look at monetization. Next payout, $32,556 in January. So far, just over $9,000. Let's go back to this tab, looking at approximate earnings so you can see how much we're making per day. There's a $370 day, $500 day, $1,000 day, $2,400 day, and then we had some nice bonuses paid out in December, then again here in January. Overall, grateful to see some of these crazy earnings. Still blows my mind. Let's go and continue on with the video.
All right, step one, and I don't want to focus too much on this because you hear it all the time, but it is choosing a niche. And the reason why you want to focus on a niche is because when you start posting content, not only do you want to get views, but you also want to grow your following. And if somebody engages with one of your posts and they come to your page and they have no idea what your page is about, they're not going to follow you. So you have to stand for something. Let me show you 3 different pages, totally different niches, so you can get some examples of the type of content that people are engaging with. First one here is Josh Rincon. He was one of the first pages that I modeled my page after. This guy posts a ton of content. If you actually go through his feed, you'll see that he is posting on the hour, every hour. I think he's posting between 50 to 100 times per day. Respect the hustle. But you can see all the different types of content that he's posting, anywhere from images, text posts, reels, everything in between. Here's another example. I love this one because this is a faceless page. Not only is it faceless, but it's also AI driven. They create these AI graphics and then they add these nostalgic phrases that really just get amazing engagement. You can see here 259 likes. Here's another one, 5,900 likes, almost 6,000 likes on that graphic of a squirrel saying, "It's Tuesday, good morning." If you go through their content, you'll see they're getting a lot of engagement for posts that really it's a head scratcher for me, but they found a niche and it works. Third example is entrepreneurship facts. They've got over 640,000 followers. And another great example of you don't have to show your face to have success on Facebook. So they have a lot of these, I am assuming, are AI images that they've created with some sort of motivational quote. They also have these text-driven images, and these are getting amazing engagement. This one here has got 1,900 likes, 5,400 likes, 1,800 likes. Here's a text post with 2,000 likes, 6,500 likes. I mean, it's getting amazing engagement. All they're doing is coming up with these motivational quotes, inspirational sayings, and they are getting massive engagement. Now I have another video where I highlight other Facebook pages that are making anywhere from 4 to 5 figures a month. I'll link to that now so that you can see other pages in other niches that are also crushing. That's all I'm going to say about niches for now, because I want to show you the rest of the process of how to build out a successful and profitable Facebook page. All right, moving on to step 2, setting up your page and also warming up your page. Now, a lot of people will tell you you can choose between professional mode on your personal profile or setting up a business page. And I will say I have encountered some people that do have a personal profile monetized, but unless you are the type that you are wanting to create a lot of content about you, about your family, and really show like behind the scenes of your day-to-day life, I would highly encourage you not to do a personal profile. I would definitely set up a business page. Now, the cool thing is maybe you set up a business page years ago. You want to check to see if you already have one. Not that it gives you an extra advantage, but I will say I've seen older pages get invited into content monetization. So if you set up some sort of business page years ago, check to see if that exists. If you don't have a business page already set up, that's okay. You'll go ahead and set up a page, but you need to know that Facebook updated their monetization policy that says that if you have a brand new page, you have to post consistently for at least 30 days before you'll get invited into the monetization program. I'm gonna show you a couple things to focus on when you're setting up your page. I think you wanna have a good cover photo. I took a screenshot of my website. So this is not some custom graphic that I paid some sort of high-end designer to do. This is a straight up screenshot. I didn't have a professional picture there as my profile pic. Once again, you don't have to show your face, but whatever you do, you want to make sure that the cover photo and the image here, you want to make sure that they correlate some way, somehow. Other things here, just having a short intro, what your page is about. Doesn't have to be super long. 1 or 2 sentences will work. I don't have any concrete evidence to support this, but I think anything that you can do to show Facebook that you're serious about your page, that you are committed to creating content, is connecting this page to verifiable either websites or other social media profiles. For example, here you can see that I've got my website connected. You also can see that I have my Instagram page also connected. I personally think that this is a big deal. Another thing I would encourage you to do is set up a Threads account. All three of these are owned by Meta. And when you actually see the publishing process, you'll see that you have the option to post to all three at once. Like I said, I can't guarantee that this helps, but I can guarantee it doesn't hurt. The last thing to address is the blue check mark being Meta verified. I wasn't Meta verified for over a year and a half and made over $150,000, so it's something that you don't need. But if you check out my other video where I got suspended from content monetization, that was a tough lesson to learn that had I had Meta verification, I would have had access to Meta support, which would have increased my suspension being lifted and not losing out on over $30,000. If you want to learn more about that story, I'll have a link here that you can check out. I'll also have that in the description. The bottom line, at the time of this recording, I think Meta verification, the lowest tier is like $14.99. So if you're serious about Facebook content monetization, pay the 15 bucks. Let's talk about how do you warm up a page. And the easiest thing to do is after you set up your page that you want to go to Facebook and you just want to scroll. And you want to scroll and you want to scroll. And when you start engaging with content that is within your niche, you want to do simple things like the content. You want to post comments. You want to start following other pages. Now, preferably you want all these pages and all this content to be in your niche so Facebook knows what you're interested in. The other cool benefit is when you do this and you do more of this, Facebook will continue to serve you content that you can get inspiration from and you can use to create viral content on your own page. I can't tell you how many posts Facebook has served me that have given me inspiration that I've been able to create on my own page where I've made hundreds and thousands of dollars. Okay, after you've done that, here's something that you want to do that's super important. Click on professional dashboard and here you'll see page status. Now, if you have a legacy page or an older page, you want to make sure that your page doesn't have any issues. If it's a newer page, you should be okay unless you have some sort of strikes against you on your personal profile. So if you click on this, it will show you if you got anything bad against you. Hey, look at this, good news, no violations to show. Whenever my page got suspended, not only did I have violations against my page, but I also had strikes against my personal profile. If you want to check if you have any restrictions on your personal profile, click here where it says no restrictions. From there, you can switch to your personal profile, and then you would see if you have any strikes or restrictions against you. This is crucial that you check this because if you have any strikes against your personal profile and that personal profile is connected to that page, then it doesn't matter how much content you produce, doesn't matter how many views or engagement that you get, you won't get invited into the content monetization program. Now that the page is set up correctly, this is the part that actually matters, the content system. This is how I consistently post without guessing, burnout, or relying on luck, although luck can help. I want to be clear about something before we go further. None of this is complicated. The reason most people struggle is they're trying to be creative instead of being repeatable. Let me show you how I get inspiration so that it's almost a guarantee that every post is going to get traction. We already talked about how to warm up the Facebook algorithm on Facebook by going to other people's pages, liking, commenting, engaging. Now, the continuation of that is you want to do the exact same thing on other social media platforms. For me, that is X, Instagram, and also Reddit. Now, I'm sure you could apply the same thing to TikTok, but for me, TikTok is a huge distraction, so I avoid it. Whenever I come to X, I follow accounts in my niche. Once again, huge for content inspiration. When I find something that I like, I bookmark it. Here's my X account. You can see my bookmarks, and I have done a decent job of categorizing each of these bookmarks so that I can find stuff pretty quickly. But when you start looking at all the content here on X, when you quickly see something is getting a lot of engagement, you know there's something about that post that's going to resonate with other people. So here's one that I will post. Haven't posted yet. This one's got 1,900 bookmarks and 3.1 million views. And I know for me and my audience, they're going to eat this up. I get a lot of my screenshots and also inspiration for content on X, but on Instagram, this is where I get a lot of inspiration for Reels. And the key thing with Reels is that you just don't want to reinvent the wheel. So if you look at what I have saved here as my viral Reels, here are all the viral videos that I've shared. I've also tried to organize them as well. The more that you can organize, it just makes it so much easier to find later on. I didn't do that in the beginning, so I had to go back and backtrack. So if you want a time hack, create folders from the beginning. So when you look at other viral videos, this one's got 45,000 likes, 57,000 likes, 27,000 likes. There is something about this content that has already resonated with an audience and is already a proven concept. And just so you can see that I'm not blowing smoke, here are some of my most recent Reels: 600,000 views, 2.5 million, 1.2 million, 1.4 million. You get get the point. I would say that 90% of the reels that I create are inspired by somebody else that already had a reel go viral. The only time that I ever tweak anything is if I find a hook that was used in a different niche and I can tweak that to the finance space. Another amazing source for content and content inspiration is Reddit. Why this is so valuable? Because you can see content that is getting engagement. And depending what niche you are in, there could be a subreddit in your niche where you can get so much content ideas that you won't be worried about running out of content ideas. You're gonna be worried about finding time to actually post them all. I always find it funny when people message me and ask me like, aren't you worried about running out of content ideas? As of right now, I'm posting over 25 times a day. And with as many ideas as I have, I could be posting up to 50 times a day and I still wouldn't run it. I'm gonna show you step by step now how I actually take this post from X and then turning it into content on my Facebook page. First thing I'm gonna do is take a screenshot of this post so it goes to my desktop. I'm then heading over to ChatGPT. Now with my own personal ChatGPT, we've had so much conversation about what I want and what I need with Facebook captions. It knows exactly what to deliver. If you haven't trained ChatGPT to give you the caption that you want for your page, then you have to train it. Here's a prompt that you can use. I'll actually include this in the description so that you can copy and paste it and test it out. What I love to do is tell ChatGPT to give me several caption options. And then also I want a first comment that complements the caption and also drives more engagement. So let me go ahead and enter the prompt. So now it's ready for the image. I'm now going to grab the image and drag this over into ChatGPT and let's see what it gives me. So you can use these as is. If you want the captions to be longer, if you want to be more polarizing, if you want to be more sarcastic, these are all additional prompts that you can tell ChatGPT and it will deliver. So let's say that we want to use this first caption and first comment. I'm gonna go ahead and copy this first caption. I'm now heading over to Post Planner. This is the scheduling tool that I use. I used to use Buffer, but I'm just so enamored by all the different capabilities that Post Planner has. So for me, I'm gonna go over to Post, my different buckets. I've created 4 different buckets for different types of content. This is a screenshot. Click on screenshot and then create post. I'm going to paste the caption here. And now I want to go over and grab the screenshot. So it's there. And as I mentioned earlier, we also want to do a first comment. That way we can drive more engagement. I'm heading back over to ChatGPT to grab the first comment here, copy that, back over to Post Planner. And then here where it says add first comment, we're going to paste it there. Now you don't have to use Post Planner to schedule your content. You could also use Buffer or you can use Meta's Business Suite. Let me go ahead and schedule this post so you can see why I like Post Planner. So this post is now scheduled to go live at 10 o'clock my time. But if we go over to plan, you can see my entire posting schedule. So I have different buckets I've created, whether it be screenshots, text posts, brand thought leaderships posts, or Facebook IG square posts. So I have all these time slots already slated. All I have to do is fill the bucket with that type of content to make sure that it's going to get published on time. One other quick tip when you're creating content is that you want to batch. So for me, I take a lot of screenshots. I either put them on a folder on my desktop, knowing that this is a folder that still hasn't been posted yet, or if I'm taking screenshots on my phone, I'll put those in a folder so that I know that those haven't been posted yet. And then when I'm trying to schedule content out for the next day or two, I'll knock out all these screenshots at once, uploading them to ChatGPT, getting the caption, getting the first comment, and then going to the next one. That's how I do screenshots and images. Let me show you how I do reels. So let's say, for example, I want to use this reel. We'll click on the reel and then we're going to take a screenshot of the reel to get the text. Let's head back over to ChatGPT. We'll start a new chat, upload the screenshot that you took, whether it's either on your desktop or on your phone, and then type in exact text. I'm going to take that exact text, and currently I use the app Edits, which is made by Meta, to create my reels. So I will take that text and then add it to some B-roll of some video footage that I've put on my phone, like me here playing golf. And that takes care of the text. Let's talk about the caption. Now you could use a variation of the prompt that I showed you earlier. I've created a custom prompt for me and then also created a shortcut on my phone and my desktop. So I have to retype it in every single time. Let me show you mine so you can get an idea of what you may want to create for yourself. So here I'm reminding ChatGPT who I am, what I need, and engaging and personalizing Facebook post that feeds off this information. The post should be polarizing, evoking thought leadership, while also including a personal story. A little more information about who I am and what I stand for, and then I'll also have a call to action. You don't have to have the call to action. This is for me trying to get people to sign up for my email list, and I love including it in this prompt because it just makes it so seamless. Going back to this reel, you can see an example of what this looks like in action. So you can see this long prompt. This is all with the help of ChatGPT with the call to action. So when we talked earlier about running out of viral ideas, I mean, all videos that I've saved, and once you start saving and adding these to your bookmarks, the Facebook algorithm is going to continue to serve them again and again and again. If you're wondering why I showed you how to do screenshots, images, and also reels, it's because I think it's crucial to diversify the type of content that you're making on Facebook. In the beginning, when I wasn't even trying to make money on Facebook, posting 1 to 2 reels a day helped grow my following from 25,000 to almost 100 in a very short amount of time. I think it was like 6 or 9 months. But creating reels does take more time than just taking screenshots and using ChatGPT to help write captions. But when you look at the analytics, here's the past 28 days. 314 million views. Of that, 66% is coming from photos, 32% is coming from reels. And if you look at the earnings, 51% is coming from photos, 15% is coming from reels, with 32% coming from bonuses. The thing about the bonuses that you need to understand, and all the bonuses are different, so it's hard to explain that in this video. I'll put a screenshot of one bonus that I have received 4 weeks in a row. And with this bonus, they want you to publish 2 posts that reach a certain number of viewers in a 7-day period. For me, if I had 2 posts reach 1.5 million, then I'd get paid a bonus of $480. Now, occasionally I can get that with a post, but for whatever reason, it's a lot more difficult. But when you go back to my reels and you look at the views, this is why I started publishing reels again. I've been doing about 2 a day, but there's a certain bonus that I need to hit, then I will publish 3 to 4 reels a day too. With these, I don't schedule them using Post Planner. I'll publish them using the Edit app and then schedule them at different times of the day. I think the most important thing that you can do is test different types of content. I also have a theory, which I think is also backed by other Facebook pages, but if you have not been invited into the content monetization program yet, then in addition to text posts and images, you also want to be posting reels. I'd encourage you to do at least 1 a day for 30 days straight on top of your other posts to increase the likelihood of you getting invited into the Facebook content monetization program. I know that's a lot. I hope now that you can see that this is something that can be repeated on autopilot. And the best part is that you don't have to try to create your own content. You can get inspiration from other people that have already tested it for you. If you want a deeper dive on how you can get paid to post on Facebook, check out my course, Get Paid to Post. I break down everything that I've shared in this video and a whole lot more. I've had people buy the course, take action, execute what I teach in the course, and they went from making nothing to now making over 4 figures a month. I promise you, I'm not the only one getting paid on Facebook, and there's no reason why you shouldn't too. I hope you enjoyed this video. Until next time, peace.